you can get a complete article and the source code from that link. So I think that's all from my side. So now I would like to invite the Ashar and Noman to tell us about how can we develop a responsive designs in Flutter.
Thank you, Kamran. You are great. You win the race for Flutter. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are all fine and quarantined. Once again, thank you for attending the event. Our topic is building responsive layouts using Flutter. This talk is represented by me as Ashar Zia and Noman. So, who we are. Currently, I am working on TPS Worldwide. Share. I think we are sharing a screen. So, first, currently working on TPS Worldwide as a software engineer, developing mobile apps. Yes, developing mobile apps on Flutter for fintech domain. Working as a mobile developer is not easy because there are several challenges occur due to platform dependencies, lack of rich features, and so on. So Flutter changed my development experience. So this statement is the result of more than 3 years of experience. Now I am requesting Raunaman for the introduction.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Noman, and I'm a software engineer expert digitals. I have a core experience of mobile development from 2 years, 2+ years, and my core experience on Flutter and other mobile cross platforms like Sony and React Native and iOS Native as well. So, for further explanation of the responsive UI, should please.
So, Acha. First, we see that what is the problem which makes our UI non-responsive. So the main issue is here the hard-coded values for dimension and positions of your UI widgets. To solve the problem, just don't to solve the problem, just don't use the hard-coded values, so it can become responsive. But that just to solve one part of problem, because in responsive UI you don't just scale widgets. Sometimes you reposition them and other times you change them according to the available space. In this scenario, we categorize our design, responsive design, into three categories. First is the screen size, second is orientation, and last one is device type. First, whenever any one of them is changes, the app UI changes. For example, if you have a list of images in one column in portrait mode, it should become two columns in landscape mode to show as much as possible to the user in one page. In this little example, the UI depends on the orientation of the device. Now we see that how Flutter helps us for building responsive UIs. As Flutter support both Android and iOS devices, and both of them come in a wide variety of sizes. It's impossible to make a layout for each one of them, but it's possible and very easy to make your one layout. Scale to fit all of them. And in Flutter, we have a set of widgets that help in this situation. So my partner Raunaman is here that gives information about those widgets.
Uh, so now we are using some build widgets that will very useful to gain the responsiveness in our code. So the first that we use in our code is layout builder. Basically, in layout builder we can create the view and you can design the child based on the parent side. For example, if you want to your parent will be rendered on different screen sizes and you need your child to be take the size as your parent size increases, or maybe it will render on the small screen sizes. So for that we use the layout builder. Basically, the layout builder um, always matches the parent's widget side, which takes two parameters like build context and the box constraints. If I further explain the build context, basically it returns the location in the widget trees and return the context of the widget, or the other one is the box constraint that gives the parent widget's width and height, which can be used to manage child as per the parent sizes. Uh, for next, a media query. Basically, when it goes to the different mobile sizes, we need to take the size of each device and imported and landscape as well. So for that size, we need the height and width of each device. So for in Flutter provides an easy widget of media query, which is an inherited widget that informs the current media at the size and orientation, either pixel ratio. For example, if I go to the real scenario of the applications, I have to create a drawer, and I want to show it like if it's render on the portrait or landscape or other than a mobile and a tab. So we need there a device size to manage the UI. So for that we use the media query, and it will take the context of the media and give and provided size, aspect ratios, and others. So the next widget we are using the orientation builder, a simple widget. Basically, the orientation builder is a widget that's layouts the orientation. For example, in a use case of real life scenarios, like today's we are need to design the mobile application for portrait and landscape as well. So for make our UI respective and responsive on the behalf of landscape and portrait, we use the orientation builder check to either the device currently rendered on the portrait or landscape. So at that choice, we will use the build verticals layout and build horizontals layout, like that if I want to render the portrait mode or a landscape. So let's. This is the some short description of the widgets. Now the screen shows you a UI which we are going to create. We will show you the how this UI created as a responsive by using these widget and some other widgets. So let's dive into the code. Uh, First of all, this is our project, and I'm providing you some pre-reg detail about this project. Is that we are using that main.dot file for rendering our home screen and detail.dot for other screen, right? And for the data that we use in the application was a simple JSON response, which I parsed and used in the data.json file, and some assets which I be required to render. So let's dive into the code further. Basically, for the achieve this UI, we are using a plugin device preview to show you basically the preview render or different screen size. Like on when I run it on emulator, if I don't use this plugin, so I will show you only the app. The single app response, right? So I use the device preview plugin for just to render it on the different devices like iPhone, iPad, Android, and Android. So let's dive into the Flutter boilerplate. Start from the Flutter boilerplate code that provided. So basically, this is my main application that runs when the UI when the application launches. So it takes a material app in Flutter. The material app provide the basic things, themes, title of your applications, and it takes a widget which I created with the name of my homepage, like my dashboard. Perfect. So defining these properties, I use the plant data to take the data from my JSON response, and it will render out from the init state to read from the file. So when I share the GitHub repo, you can easily get and check this for the render. So let's dive into the basically from the my home widget. I'm using the safe area device to take in all the rendering side from the margins, and in child I rendered a scaffold widget. So what is scaffold? The scaffold basically clearly provide widgets by the Flutter to achieve material design easily. Like in basic UI, I need to create an app bar and a body, or maybe there's a need of bottom app bar, or any need of bottom app bar sheet. So we use scaffold. Basically, this is the main part of the widgets class in the Flutter widgets. So once I run it, so basically, what are shown on the UI is a body in which I take a widget center and a text or a Flutter. So when it's come to the UI that I shown you, in the slides. Basically, what I need to check what the hierarchy I need of the widgets to achieve this. Like for example, if I take the home screen, so I need a column in which I will take my column to arrange my children's in vertically. And for the vertically widget, first I need a search bar and then a list view that is scroll horizontally, and then I want to take a grid. So let I comment it out this code and run my code. So here, as you seen on the screen, I take an is loading tool. When is loading tool, basically this tool is representing either my data is loading from the JSON or not. Or then in go to the loader, show the loader. It's a simple progress bar container that show the loader, and then I go to the main container. So what's main container contain? Basically, main container takes the media query that I explained previous, that its orientation is portrait or either on a large scale. So in container, what we are taking in container child, we are taking a column. Basically, why we use column? Basically, in Flutter, a column is used to render a child vertically. So I use the cross-axis alignment as an stretch to expand in the screen width, and in its children I take three childs, like I given it the padding from around, and the child text Flutter with you, the one and the second, and so on. So now dive into the first child, which was search field that we want to create. So basically, what I written in the as in the first child, I defined a build search widget, which I created custom, and now let's go to its definition. So I will explain further the code. So in the build search text form field, there I take a text form field widget which takes a search controller. Basically, controller is used to take the whole control of the text field, either it's text or make it read its text, or any validation applied to it. And I create a box decoration that will take an icon button of the search on the right side, and its accent color. And I have the search here as a hint text, and for that I use the enable border, and for making the border circular round, I take I give in its border here. So basically, this is a text form field, a basic text form widget, and the properties which I define in this widget are it is the Flutter text form field basics. So goes to the next widget. I need a build header list where I will describe my list horizontally.
Yes, Flutter.
So now I'm going to render out my build header list. So for the build header list, when it goes to the build header list container, basically what it's taking out, it's a list view builder, a Flutter list view builder, and I take its scroll direction as in horizontally, basically to horizontal like scroll like horizontally, and I take the data count, plant data, which I load from the JSON. I take its item count to as the length, and for the item builder, I just provided a flat button text. You also need you also take here text with a tab gesture. It's all upon your choice. So we use a flat button for it. So now we need to go for the next widget type, which is uh, grid view. So for the grid view explanation, I will give rotation to Ashar to describe it further about grid view.
So here is a grid view in which each card has a different size according to its image size. So here we use staggered grid view plugin. This shows that Flutter has rich plugin support as well as is local widgets. So for the example, we use staggered grid view and staggered grid view widget in which it decides the content of the card on which card is shown according to its size. So here we have a card in which we have a column of image and its detail. If a image size is not up to the mark, it hides its detail, but but it contains some details with its child. So here we have a build card image. We split into the widget methods uh, to clean the code. In build card image, we have an image in which it is an asset image. In which it is an asset image in which our plant image is presented. Then we have a description. In description, the notable widget is a large screen check. The large screen check is the large screen check um, um, checks the orientation of the image or device, and then and then it checks the width of the UI, that it is greater than 600 or not. If it is greater than 600, then it is considered to be large screen. First, in the starting of the presentation, we have I am told you that our responsive design consists of three main categories. That is orientation, that is screen size, and last one is device type. So here is we are checking the device orientation of the device, and then we check its screen size. First, we first we check the screen size of the of the orientation. Then it is to be considered as large screen or not. If it is considered to be as large screen, then we have uh, we have decided which children are to be placed according to the size. So we have in the starting of the main container, we have a large screen check, and then we have check across all the widgets that list that enlist in the UI. So here we have a home screen in which search bar is here, header list is here, and our cards is here. When we come to the detail screen, we have another orientation. We have another layout in which the screen is on the top, and then description is in the on the bottom. So first we see that how it is possible to make responsive uh, according to the UI size. So we have our header list in which list view is present, and I have a large screen check in which if a large screen is here, then we select the font of the according to the size, and if a smaller widget is here, then according to the layout. According to the layout, text theme is set. So we have covered two things, that is orientation and large screen. In the detail screen, we use different type of widget, that is orientation builder. Orientation builder gives the builder widget, gives the builder function in which the context and orientation has passed, the current orientation has passed. We have different approach on this screen. So first we see select the orientation mode of the orientation. If the orientation is in portrait mode or in landscape mode, then uh, uh, we will decide the layout according to the screen size. So first is image. We use align widget in which alignment is decided on the mode of the orientation. If if the mode of the orientation is portrait, we align the top center of the screen. If landscape mode is present, it is on the top left. Let me show you. See, the image is on the top left of the screen when I rotate the device. Similarly, its width and height is also decided according to the orientation. So our presentation is about the responsiveness of the uh, UI in Flutter. So here we achieve these layouts using these widgets. So we have different platforms on different sizes. I have a simulator in which Apple devices are here, Android devices are here, and we see that iPhone 5, in which layout set accordingly, and I have rotated it. It also set its orientation and its size according to the orientation and its size. When we come to the large devices, we the app UI changes. The app UI changes, and it sets the layout accordingly. When we come to the iPad Pro, the font sizes and its orientation and its layout sets accordingly. When I rotated it, it's become responsive. When come to the Android on a small device, it works perfectly. When come to the medium tablet, the font sizes and its layout and its sizes set accordingly. So our presentation is here. Our presentation is end, and we will come to this slide. So thank you for joining us. If you get the code of our repository, then link is here in which you can get the code. Uh, Over to you, Waleed.
Thank you, Ashar. That was nice. So let me add the others back, and we can have an ending note. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sharing some links in the comments, so you guys can